All
All
right.
right.
Good
Good.
evening, everyone out there in the wonderful world of Twitch. My name is John, and I am going to be your GM for the evening. We are playing Ninja Crusade 2nd Edition for Third Eye Games, and I want to go ahead and welcome everyone out there in Chatland and my players as well who are joining us again tonight. Let's go ahead and get some player introductions underway, and go ahead and tell us your character as well. And yeah, I'll come up with something in a moment, But yeah, I'm not going to drop any trivia on tonight.
Give us a little log line of your character.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
we go. All right. Oh, well, we lost Justine briefly, but she'll be back.
Again, Justine.
Let's go ahead and start off though with Chet with Steven.
All right, hi guys. I'm Stephen Papan. I play Chetsuo Kawasaki, also known as Chet. I am from the channel Gamer underscore not gamer here on Twitch, and Chet is the self-proclaimed protagonist of the show.
Self-proclaimed, indeed. All right, and going on with Justine.
Hi, I'm Justine. I make art, in which you can see on Twitter at Miss J Scribs. Sorry, it's Miss Scribbles. I'm still not aware of my own Twitter handle. Anyways, I play Rato Honda,
got it
who
up
is the much quieter but powerful punch packing little kind of ranger of the group.
All right, Antoine.
Hello, everyone. I am Tuan, and I am currently playing Guy Huito, and we are an avid gaming enthusiast, very much like our character in game. So, hello.
And Roxy.
Hi, I'm Roxanne, or Rue, or Roxy, or whatever you choose to call me, and whatever day you choose to call me. I play Kyo. Fujishita Kyo is. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember the surname, and I am the group's sponsor. I am the youngest, but I have the money. And I drive the wagon. So that's a patron. Maybe is a better word. Either way, I have money. I can somehow talk my way in and out of things for us, and yeah.
She makes it rain.
You're the Fred Jones of the group. You have the car.
There we go.
I have the dog.
Yes, more important than the money.
Does that make me Velma?
A little bit.
Yes.
You're a little bit Velma.
Man, see now I've got like a little bit Velma, a little bit rock and roll stuck in my head.
See, I was thinking I'm a little bit from that one TV show. And what's the TV show?
I don't know.
I'm a little bit.
Oh, I'm a little bit Alexis from Schitt's Creek. I'm a little bit.
I'm a
Yeah.
little bit of Velma.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, David got it. Little bit Alexis. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, it's a great little sketch. Little bit of that show. Look up some little bit Alexis and cringe your way through it.
You'll love it. Anyway, we're not here just for that. We're here to play ninjas tonight in the continuing saga of our campaign. So we are on season 3 really quick, and actually before I get to that, let me be sure to mention this. So tonight's stream, and in fact many of our streams that we have, I believe that it is our coffee donations, our
Streamlabs?
Our Twitch stream, our Twitch subs, and what's the other one?
Our Streamlabs donations. So if you look underneath the player, you will see a website button, a Discord button, and a donate button via Streamlabs. Click on the donate button. Anything that comes in through there, as John said, anything that comes into our coffee or Ko-Fi, however you want to say it. I say Ko-Fi because I'm a nerd, but I know it's Buy Me a Coffee. And then, and that link is also on our Twitch page, higher up underneath our About page. And then any Twitch subs, yes, will be. All of that money goes towards through the 13th of this month will go towards Red Cross Ukrainian relief. And just to make it clear, in case some folks didn't know, we only get half of the sub price, but John and I will match to fulfill that sub price, to take that sub to whatever tier you buy it at, whether it's first, second, or third. We will match essentially what Amazon gives us from that, if that makes sense.
Yep,
We will
yep.
match, and so the full sub price will go towards Red Cross, not just half of it.
Yeah. Do our part. So, yeah, be sure to hop in on that, and big shout out to the people who have given so far. We really appreciate it. So, let's get back to the game, though. Now we got that out of the way. We're here to play ninjas. And our story takes place kind of in a continuing saga of where the core book is. Our characters are now about 6 years, I think. Yeah, I think in total y'all be like 6 years in the future from where like we started the beginning of this campaign.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And so what has happened really briefly is that the southern portion of the Izu Empire has been taken away by a rebellion and is now forming its own government. Our players have now, as young adults, been sent to act as ambassadors on behalf of this new nation to the land of Seed and Blossom, which is currently, according to what they have found out, going through an extreme rebellion, possibly more than just that, but they have thrown off the shackles of the Izzo Empire, who has been present now in their land for hundreds of years. And they have basically capitulated to them for so long. But rebellion has now brewed, and they have driven the Izzo out of their land, and they are on the border between the two, between this new nation and the land of Seed and Blossom in the northern section of the border. Our characters have been dispatched. They've been offered to have their wagon upgraded quite a bit. They have a new mule, in fact. And this is where our characters now find themselves as they are about to embark on a journey. Chet was not here last game, but we are considering him to have traveled to meet everybody here now.
Oh, crumbs. I forgot to read this huge thing that you wrote, John, that Guy received from. I completely forgot it was in here. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. It's not like I put tons of work into it.
It's a lot of work in there.
Don't worry, John.
Terrible.
I read it.
I appreciate it because I'd forgotten what I'd written. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Nah. All right. So your group, you are in Hattori no Koji, the new capital of the Southern Empire, and you're leaving out the next day, but you are now embarking on a journey, which is a mechanic in this game where the players enter into a series of montages. Each one of them will participate in it along the way, doing one of the tests for us to reach the final goal. Speeds up the entire process of travel and kind of makes it more of a cinematic experience. That said, our point here is that they are now entering into, or starting, a step that is called the village, which is the step of planning and preparation. So, who amongst the four of you would like to take this step, and how would you like to do it?
I feel like this step is almost entirely done by either myself or Guy. We are usually the planners of this cadre. So I'll probably take that one too this time, because Ronto and Chet are really good like when we have to deal with crap on the road. So whereas I'm like, I'll keep the mules safe. So yeah, I'll go ahead and take it this time. And so we're planning on going into the land of Seed and Blossom. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure the wagon is loaded up with appropriate merchanty things, textiles and spices. Also, because we got the upgraded wagon, I want to leave plenty of room for picking up stuff to come back and then trade in, Katsucho and what's the city? Hotari
Hotori
no
no
Koji. That's one. Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't scroll up because I'm using my push to talk button. It won't let me scroll. But yeah, I'll make sure that's taken care of. Did we only get one mule or did we get two? Because I think I asked if it made more sense to get a yoke of mule. Do mules wear yokes? Either way, I wanted to know if it would make more sense to get two, and if so, we did not name those yet, Chet. I make sure that you know when you come back
Okay.
that
Chat
we
had
did
some
not
good
name them.
suggestions,
We
though.
did have some good suggestions, but I don't remember them.
Oh, I was hoping you took notes.
I didn't write down that part. We're down
If
so much other.
anyone in chat remembers, put it in now before I come up with them and it sticks forever.
Yeah.
They were really good.
There were some really good ones, but I don't know if they were nearly as puntastic as the ones that we've got so far. But we'll work on that. We'll workshop the name for the two new mules. But yes, I make sure that everybody's fitted properly for their bits and bridles and whatever they need, and I've got some new fine clothing. I've got some new tobaccos to in case the oh yeah, Kareem Abmul Jabbar was one.
Okay, that one. We'll do that one. That one wins.
And Fox Mulder was another one that came in from chat.
Okay. I'm not as familiar with X-Files, which I'm assuming that's from.
That is Fox Mulder was an X, and I don't know who Peter Molyneux even is. I've seen the name, but
he's the guy who made Fable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Supposed to play that game for the first time.
But yeah, so that is what I will be doing. So, and I just make sure that maybe we have an extra, after my extensive history in real life of playing Oregon Trail, I want to make sure that we have a good wagon, like some extra wheels, some axles, some splints for my mules when they inevitably break their legs. Maybe some flotation devices in case we need to fjord a river. No.
We're getting real Oregon Trail with it.
we're going real OT. But yeah, I'm just gonna make sure the wagon is in tip-top shape. I'll probably supervise because we were getting ours built onto, so it's not even a new wagon. It's just improving the old one. Make sure all my special compartments for smuggling are included, waterproofed and quite hidden. And yeah, I'm gonna oversee the
one. This time, instead of being able to hide one young girl, we can hide like minimum 3.
That sounds real bad. Yeah, if Ronto comes and says that, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what this woman is talking about.
Go back to season 2, episode for context.
Right.
It was a good thing, I swear.
Context is good. Well, that said, so I'm going to say, obviously, travel is going to be part of the test. And I'm also going to say, because of the way you were going, you were like, okay, this, and then this, and then this. Intuition, I think, would be the other skill for that. And remember that at the village, the first stage of the travel, it's all about getting multiple successes so that you can build up your karma pool. And you get, so the difficulty is 1.
Okay, cool. I was trying to see if I had any little boons that I could throw out there. My 1 for intuition is not great. But yeah, okay, cool. Fam, may I spend a karma just to add a little push on there?
Do it,
all right,
sister.
Cool.
Hey, thank you so much, Hungry Brown out there, for subscribing. Even with that, even with the Prime account, it still comes to us. It'll still
Absolutely,
still
yes.
go to the Red Cross. Thank you so much.
I got 3 successes.
All right, so that's going to give you 2 of your karma that you can either spend immediately on raises or spend it on different things to improve your successes, or you can pass those along for other people to use further down the road.
I'm gonna go ahead. Do I have to assign them to somebody now, or can we just put those
We
advantages
can
on the
pull
table?
them.
I think it's smart to put those 2 advantages on the table.
All right. So we got those two, and moving on from there, that puts us at the next step, which is the river. The river is all about distance and pace, and the road that is ahead. Uh, in this case, you are traveling. You've gotten your things together. You depart from Hattori no Koji, and you're on your southern route. You pass through the countryside. You could pass by that one village that was where the boar-headed man was, if you so chose. But by and large, this is going to be all about making sure your supplies last, knowing how far you're traveling, keeping your mules in good health, and your wagon in good repair. So there really aren't too many threats right now. The war is north of you by far. So who would like to take this one?
I believe I was voluntold earlier, so.
Well, I
I
was
don't
just
mind.
saying, usually you and I take the earlier parts of the journey.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I think I have something that actually kind of fits the this part of the journey, and so I would like to keep everyone's morale up and provide some edutainment.
Oh no.
I like it.
Schoolhouse Rock.
And so I would like to regale everybody in our party about the customs and a brief history of the land of seed and blossom in order to have everyone be able to present their best foot once we move into a new culture.
I'm certain they're going to love that. I'm moderate difficulty, so that's going to be a 2.
Mm-hmm. And so if I may request that that be knowledge and perform.
Knowledge and perform sound great.
Mm-hmm. Now, before I roll this, I do want to bargain with you for a little bit, John, if you're so down for it.
Okay, throw it at me.
So, if I do well on this well enough, I imagine that you're going to want to give us some information for the land of seed and blossom. My focus trigger is gain 1 karma when incorrect information or mistranslation from a text causes problems. And my history is that I've only known about my family's history from oral tradition and from textbooks and not actual lived experience in there.
Okay. So,
And so
if you want me to wax on with just like a tidbits of information about the land of seed and blossom, I can do that.
Sure, and I would imagine one of them be erroneous and could potentially lead us towards a egregious mistranslation of some sort.
All right. So, in the land
You don't have to give it to us now. You got plenty of time to figure it out. But yeah.
Come on, I'm a storyteller, man.
Well, and there you go. There you go.
So,
But yeah.
as far as information that everybody would at least glean, even if you fell asleep during this discussion, is that the elders of the community are seen as stages of government. The older you are, the more prestige you have. The eldest amongst the people are the leaders of this nation. That said, this is also a nation where, flip the script, ninja in this world or in this nation of the land of seed and blossom, are instead almost prophetic. They are, they're not they're not assassins. They're not just warriors. Their purpose is to serve like a greater circle, a greater, overall ideal within the land. They're not hunted except by the Izo Empire within their own lands, and they're almost seen as religious entities. Now, that said, you believe that all these various bodies of ninja all come together in a collective much like that of the Lotus Blossom. and that they all, they all have this same function, same level, uh, you know, circle, more, of elders that kind of oversee everything. And
Hmm.
I'm gonna say that if you can't tell, that is actually the erroneous part.
All right. There we have. Oh, by the way, I rolled 5 successes, so I should think that should be enough to get a boost.
Actually, yes, that is a boost indeed. Did you want to trade that in on anything?
Bank it for later on down the group, maybe to give them a boost when they do a difficult check.
All right. Which means actually, now I'm thinking about it, that means Roxy, your first roll would have generated one boost that you can pass on, and this will be another boost then that gets passed on.
No, Oh, okay. I was gonna say I only
I
I
messed
rolled.
messed up on that.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say I only rolled 3 successes. So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and Roxy, we do get the one karma for my focus trigger, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so we get one back? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
No, I didn't think I was gonna make it through that lecture until the puppet show started.
You're welcome. I've learned a lot of new tricks.
All right. Now comes the forge, and this is when danger begins to rear its ugly head. You've managed to travel fairly well, and you're, traversing the land. At the same time, Guy has managed to keep your spirits up, or at least made you want to end this trip sooner.
Ha!
And as you're traveling along, you hit a portion of this section that is just beautiful, flowing hills. The grass here is this tall, like waist high. And you see it blowing in the wind. And this almost looks like ocean waves. This crests over everything. And the smell of it, that kind of almost, if you've ever been in a field of wheat or any other form of grain, there's this smell to it. It's not earthy, and it's almost musty, though. But as you crest over this one hill, and looking ahead, you're beginning to notice something dotting the landscape. Little gems. And they seem to pop up out of the grass. They're like tall enough that they are out of the grass. And as you're traveling along and you get close to one of them, you notice that there is a person encased inside of this gem. Their mouth hanging open in horror, like they were frozen in a scream. Looking at them, you don't really have to roll for this at all. You realize that these are Izzo soldiers. And it's like ever so often, like at first it's like maybe one every 100 yards. And then it's one every 50 yards. And at one point you crest over a hill and it's like in this sea of green are these red rubies standing up. But the danger comes as you are doing this. You see a figure that is in armor. They look like a giant. Huge arms and legs. Their arms hang lower than their waist. And they have a very wicked looking spear. And they are, you might see them. Does anyone in the group have a vision-based ability?
No.
I just saw Spooky Cam.
I love it
Well,
when
Yeah,
it does that.
I saw Spooky Cam. That's what my eyes saw.
Does that count as a vision focused ability?
I have penetrating senses, which is it is a jutsu, but I can see through an amount of feet of barriers while concentrating. It's based on my yin. I said it allows them to see concealed items or overhear snippets of conversation through walls. The only known barrier that I cannot pierce is gold.
Okay.
Do you want me to mold some key?
I'm gonna give it to you for free because the journey is supposed to be more about the singular test in this moment. But looking at this figure, you see on their face, it's like they turn at one moment and you can see their face. They're not really paying attention to you yet. But you've been to festivals where you've seen like the masks that people wear that look like demons or monsters.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
This is that in the flesh.
Like an oni or something like that. Okay. Interesting.
And he is reaching over and he'll pick up one of these crystals that has a body in it, and he'll just pick it up in a hand and laugh and throw it, and you see it shatter another one like a good 100 yards away or so. He just chunks it, and this breaks apart, and he is laughing. Not paying any attention to you at all, though. I'm going to set the difficulty in this moment at 3, and say that it might be best for you to avoid this.
You have just described someone that Chet wants to fight.
I want to fight that guy. You gave me a big boy, and I want to fight him.
Ronto, you're really good at sneak, right?
I leave
You're
this up.
muted. I think you're muted, Ronto.
Or we lost
Unless
your
you're
audio
pushed
there.
to talk, and
Or
then
did
you
we
need to
lose
push the
your? Did
button.
we lose your?
Is that-
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Okay. I am good at sneak, but I also want to fight him too. That sounds way cooler.
Oh no! No!
And you guys have already done something, so you don't get a say.
That's
Okay.
right.
Not my wagon, guys! Not the wagon.
If you're going to fight him, I'm setting the difficulty at 4.
Good.
Now, that means you get one test against him. Which one do you want to take it?
Let's see.
Want to take it?
You guys want
You
to
wanna-
roll off?
you wanna roll
See who
off?
gets it?
No, I
Let's
gotta
roll
go.
off.
I gotta give you a good risk on this, though.
Not my wagon or my mules.
I don't do that. That's
Okay.
not my thing. But I will say, whichever one of you makes the roll, you are going to end up with the injured physical condition if you do not pass, meaning that you will suffer a penalty based on whatever you do not make, so difficulty is a 4. If you do not get that 4, every dice that you did not make it by is going to be a penalty to physical tests until it's healed.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I do
Okay,
too.
what were your rolls when you rolled off?
Oh, just one die, right?
One
Yep.
die.
Okay, I'm rolling it now. I got a 1.
I got a 6. That's higher than 1.
Okay.
Sure is.
Well, in this game, no. Yeah. We were going golf rules. No, go for
Oh.
it, Chet.
Okay. Okay.
You
So, I'm thinking, fighting discipline, and then I'll describe the scene depending on how well I roll.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay. I already see that I passed, but by how much? Got 5 successes.
There we go. So you do succeed.
Nice.
All right. So I walk up to him and I say, "Oi, biggin!" And and I get Roxy with that a little bit. And
That's the accent that just showed up out of Chet.
He
It's,
just invented a language.
it's Hot Fuzz.
I love that movie.
So he like turns to me and he's just like, I don't know if he can talk. That's up to you, John.
More of a they're more of a spirit of rage and warfare. So yeah, he's gonna grab his spear and he's gonna turn to face you, laughing still.
Okay, and then yeah, he does, and then like he'll come charging at me and thrust his spear towards me, but I do cool jump. I jump on top of his spear and spring off it, and I knee him in the face through his helmet. I break the helmet because I'm strong now, and
Nice.
he stumbles backwards and falls, and he hits the back of his head on one of the gem to guys, which shatters that dude, and knocks this guy out. Maybe he's dead, but I don't know how to check for a pulse on a demon. Maybe their anatomy's different, so maybe he's just sleepy time.
Hard to say. I think that's a fair thing to do, though. And that is your forge test. Did you end up having to spend any karma or anything on that?
No, I didn't spend anything. I just used 2 skills that I maxed out in.
All right.
I think Ronto is sitting at the wagon. Ronto, who lost rock, paper, scissors, is like, I would have done that, but better.
Because a dog would have been there, that would have made it better.
Yeah, that too.
All right. And finally, the mountain. So the temple will actually be taking place as an in-game event, but with the mountain, you are nearing the apex of your journey. And this one is all supposed to be about environmental hazards after you've made it past the forge. And little known fact, unless you were paying attention with some of the hints I was dropping, as you enter into the land of Seed and Blossom, their border to the south is usually flooded and is swampland pretty much like 90% of the year. 10% of the year, it drains and there's a little bit of a drought and you can move through there. But you are on wagon, and as you are moving through, the wagon is beginning to get stuck in this mire and muck and sink down into it. And so this is the test that you will have to take. It will be at a 3. And let me go ahead and give you also an adequate risk with this.
Mm-hmm.
Which requires me pulling back up the other book. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So, for this one, we're going to say that it will be a slowed, which just means that all of you, if you do not pass this test, you will be slowed and suffer a penalty of 1 to your initiative. So difficulty is a 3. How are you going to do this?
Okay, so we're getting slowed in the mud. I think I would like to use. I think I would like to lead our 2 leading mules and kind of help keep them pulling along in order to help, and have Camus operating in the back to kind of push from behind in order to keep the wagon moving over the rocks and keeping it kind of at a steady pace. And when it dips into the slower, stickier, gummy dips, we just kind of use our might to keep the donkeys moving straight and keep the wagon coming out of the goop. So I'd like to use, I also get a bonus die from last game.
You
I'm
do?
going to go with...
I'm figuring might.
Yes, might was my first go.
One question I do have is, Twan, didn't we earn one from you too? Or did you use your
Yeah, so
boost?
I did not use my boost. I banked it so that one of you, the later
So
text can use it.
you could use that, and we'll say that part of his song taught us that we were prepared for this marshy land that we might encounter. So you can get another die for that.
Hooray!
That is true. So I was thinking might and then empathy to keep the animals in line going through like the stickier stuff because I'm sure they're kind of getting gunked up too. Let's see. So it would be my might, my empathy, my bonus, and then one more from Dwan if he's okay lending that.
Yep, go ahead.
Okie dokie. Shaky, shaky. All right, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes.
Wow. Okay, so that is difficulty was a 3, and you've exceeded that by at least 1 boost, almost 2. So, I'm gonna say that as your plan is, you managed to lift several times this wagon up and out of this. You're a little grimy, but I will, from this test, I'm gonna go ahead and give you something. And I'm gonna say, you're coming through the mire and the muck in such a way that nobody is aware of your approach. You're coming from an area that they would not have expected a wagon to come through, which will actually pay off.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay. Everybody, let's see if you can give me a, I know it's got an intuition perception check. And I'll set the difficulty at 1, so y'all can build up some karma if you get some boosts or other things. Or get more information, whatever you want to do.
Let's see. I get a +1 to spot checks. Would that apply to this particular check?
Yeah, it could. Overall,
Okay.
this is... I'm having you look for things and perception, yes. It could
Oh,
also be
okay.
sound, if somebody wants to do that. Or smell.
I got no successes. But I didn't roll a 1, so that's not a critical failure, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I rolled 2 8s, a 7, and a 9, so that's 4 for me.
Nice. 1
One.
and... Oh, 5 from Twan. Okay. For those 3 of you that did succeed, let's go ahead and I'm going to give you something different. Oh, Ronto got 1 success. So,
I'm sorry, I ignored your success round.
each one of you pick a sense. Work it out between y'all.
Eyeballs.
Oh.
Taste.
That does sound like a
It
guy
is
thing.
sense.
What did you put in your mouth?
A lot of salt.
That was a long time ago. It's now all about the bitters.
All right, works.
He's
All right.
chewing on a root.
So, as you are traveling through this mire, the trees here are much taller. And kind of think you're moving into a pine forest, lodgepole pine. And it's amazing root systems. Your wagon is finally gaining some ground now. And who had the most successes? It was Twan. And what sense did you go for?
Taste.
You're going for taste.
Chewing some roots
Would you like me to do something a little bit more serious?
or some leaves.
I would, but if you want to challenge me and give me a challenge, I'm always up for it. I'll figure something out.
Well, you can always save me for last to give your brain a chance to percolate.
Well, I wanted to kind of do it in order of saying like this person got the most successes, so they're the ones that really got that driven home first.
Mm-hmm.
He got it from some leaves, John.
Yeah,
Chewing
guys
on a
out there
twig.
licking trees.
Guy's a little bit more refined than that. He took the leaves from the tree and brewed an iced tea.
Ooh.
Truth. Crumbled some bark on something.
Gives it texture. Texture tea. It's the new
Texture
thing.
tea.
But here's the thing: am I really that refined? One of my all-time favorite comics has a detective that can see visions of the past by eating parts of a dead body, which is what got me this idea. I was like, you know what? That's just crazy enough to
Well,
work.
there we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, chew.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Funny you should mention that. As you're moving through, you're noticing a swarm of gnats. And there's a great deal of them buzzing, which is not unusual. I mean, this is normally a swamp most of the time of the year. But the wagon moves through it, and you get a mouthful to some extent, but you realize that it's been a while. But when you were in the village of Danketsu, when it fell, there was a moment where you could taste the ash in the air flowing through it, and I mean, it was in the senses, your senses. I mean, the village burned, and there was a war there too. So you were there for quite a bit, and it's like you went through that with the gnats, and that also hit you, and you're like, that all those memories flooded back, and you're like, something is wrong here. How's that? So that
I
means
like it.
Roxy, for your character, for Kyo, you went for vision, and I'm going to say that you see a body in the distance on the ground.
Okay.
You're fairly certain it is a body because it's laying on the ground, bent over, and its limbs look to be in odd positions.
Okay.
And finally, Ronto, your nose has gone off. And of course, you're tied to the senses of your dog as well. Yes, your nose has went away. You smell a strangely familiar smell, and that is the smell of death that you smelled with the ninja that you were with in Danketsu most recently, the Phantom Voice. And there's that kind of smell around her. I mean, of just dead things, and you also smell that. So feel free to discuss amongst yourselves now you have that information.
Ahead, I see a body laying quite strangely. Limbs were like farther than a Kimbo. Something's not right here.
So, everyone, you begin to hear the sounds, familiar sounds of combat in the distance, the sound of metal ringing off of metal. You know, of swords blocking other swords.
Sounds. I hear combat. I think we should try to be. We should try to be as unseen as we possibly can. Oh wait, this is my fancy mystery wagon, right? This is the wagon that is super stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Flip a switch and turn it into a hidden thing.
All right. I'll look at the group and just say, all right, I'll go to the treetops.
And there he's
Yeah,
he
he's
monks
in
all the way up to
treetops.
the top of the tree.
Just
Um,
from a standing position, vertically leap into the top of a tree.
it's anime.
Well, I was gonna say, do you have Wave the Monkey for the ability?
Don't.
Okay. It's a fun one. Lets you move through trees at your normal speed and everything else.
Do we have a sense? I would probably be asking Guy since. Did we ever get a map or anything? Didn't we have a map? Or am I
Ooh.
thinking of something else?
I don't think we got a
We-
map for this one. If we did,
Okay.
it was
My thinking was, do we have a concept? Do we have a concept of how close to have we crossed the border into the land of Seed and Blossom, or are we approaching it?
This
And this is like a
this is the nebulous area that is the border. Because the border, because of the river and the mire and the swamp, kind of shifts a little bit, but this is that land. I mean, it is unmistakable based on the description of it that that is where you are.
okay. Then yeah, I'm going to suggest that, or I'm going. Ronto, can you scout ahead a little bit and stay you or Kamu stay hidden, but see if we can get if there's a route where we could stay amongst the trees and try to avoid combat as much as possible.
Yeah.
At least until we see who's fighting.
Yeah, I think Ronto and Kamu will start looking for some kind of brush to camo them, and they'll try to see if they can um, not only find the safer path, but once we can get them settled onto a track, move up a little bit further ahead to see if we can get an idea of who's currently in combat.
Okay.
Awesome.
I will say that the area, this land that you're in, is known as Mori Higasha, which is the Forest Guardian, is how that is translated.
Can you spell that for me?
MORIHIGOSHA. It's 2 words. Mori is 1 word.
Thank you. You said it was like Forest Guardian or something like that?
Forest Guardian. All right. So Chet has gone up into the trees. Ronto, you want to take a better look. And Kyo wants to disguise her wagon, or are you going to keep moving?
I am going to probably start putting on some of the things that would make it. I'm sure I have some type of cover or textile that kind of camouflages it with the trees. I assume I have like some for different areas.
I kind of always imagine it that you would walk over, pull a big lever, and all of a sudden a giant ghillie, suit jumps out,
Yeah.
pops
Yeah.
out the top and drapes over it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, either way, that works for me. That's what I do. And I actually will get down and I'll probably, unless Guy wants to get out, I will encourage him to probably just stay in the wagon. And then I will get out and start leading the mules from beside them to go slow.
I would like to stay in the wagon, but I would like to do my part as well. And I imagine that even in stealth mode, your wagon still has like miscellaneous wares hanging off the walls and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to use that as a canopy to hide a few of my traps that I can manually trigger from the inside if anyone were to
Okay.
get close to one of them.
Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so going around, do you? I'm gonna say just do a crafts deception for a guy to place the traps outside in the wagon in such a way to where nobody will see them.
Mm-hmm.
Kyo, let's go ahead and continue with the travel, but stealth, so that nobody realizes the mules are there. Ronto, and Chet, I think you both are doing perception, trying to look into about this fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So again, that'll be your intuition and perception.
We do have 4 karma in the pool, by the way.
Can I use one?
Sure, I was going to ask if I could use one as well.
I'm cool with it as long as your table is cool with it.
I'm cool with
I'm
it.
cool with it.
Now,
think-
for my own thing, do we have any rerolls?
We do not have any rerolls
All
yet.
right, that's fine.
I was gonna say, since we have 2 people doing the perception, if Chet wants to take the karma for this one, and just so we're not both eating out of the karma pool at the same time, I think I'm okay with just winging it with my 5 die this time around, and then as we get more karma later, we could use it for other stuff.
Sounds good.
Oh, and actually,
We have a reroll now.
There we
Are,
go.
are we doing a shared test? Me and Ronto?
Oh,
you can if you want, or you can do them individually because you did kind of go in 2 different locations to see what's going on. So I will give different information to both of you because Chet, you went up in the trees. And I forgot. I did say I'm giving you something because nobody knows of your approach. All of you, go ahead and add an extra dice to your pool based on that.
Boom. All right.
I think we're good then.
Yes.
And 10s count as 2, correct?
Yes, they do.
Pretty good. 5.
5 for me as well.
For me as well.
So I've got a bit of a situation in that I rolled my 8 dice before we got that bonus die. So do
Yeah.
you want me to re-roll that then?
Not unless you.
Add 1 to it.
You're asking me. I'm like, okay, so what do you roll? But no, just go ahead and roll another d10.
All right. In that case, I only got 2 successes out of 9 dice, so I think I am going to still need that re-roll.
Go ahead, you
that
can
we
use
got.
it. Yep, that's fine.
There we go.
A little strong.
Much better. I got 4 successes.
One off.
I know.
One
right?
off. You're not in the 5 club. You're out of
Nope.
here.
You've had time to set 2 traps.
Mm-hmm.
Your mules are doing great. They are stealthy. I mean, you should recruit them. And you make your way further along into the forest, and at the same time, nobody is aware continued
you.
of this approach. So, Justine and Chet, you both got 5, right?
Yep.
So, Justine, you see, for you, I'm going to say that you see a figure that is fighting, draped in black cloth, holding a wakizashi, and is fending off attacks. Whoever is attacking this person hasn't really revealed themselves yet. But at the same time, I'm going to say this. You also pick up on it's a legendary success when you got 5. So you're picking up on the deer that is a moving carcass, and also a squirrel whose tail does not move, bouncing from tree to tree. And the deer is running in circles along the ground. Now,
Right.
Chet, you pick up on the fact that there are 6 other people up in these trees. And they are occasionally throwing darts or jumping down, making leaping attacks, and then leaping away back up into the trees. Without a doubt, also, Justine, you're realizing that this is the phantom voice you spoke with earlier.
One draped in black, or the
Yes.
animals belonging
Draped in
to
black.
it?
And also probably the animals, because these are the animals you've seen before.
Okay.
Our dead squirrel buddies. Dead
Do,
squirrel and deer.
The other six guys up here. Can I tell their allegiance based off of uniform?
All right, so I'm going to say also with that 5, and now that you're paying attention to them, they are moving through the trees in light armor. They are wearing and are draped in black, but in wearing a cut of a martial uniform that exposes quite a bit of muscle. You notice that they all have gems in their foreheads, and they are all wearing makeup that looks like that of a skull.
Okay. I imagine you guys would have told me about the guy with the gem in his forehead that you had met earlier.
Yes, we would have, and we would have said that that is, I believe, it's a sign of isn't it a sign of like stature in the land of seed and blossom, or like
It kind of is. Oh, it just from what I remember, most people that have the gems are usually able to see and or possibly even mold ki. They have some attunement with ki, and
That's right.
maybe even be able to do jutsus on their own. So
it was like third eye related, essentially.
yeah,
It
And
is.
I think the stature thing was related to the kind of gem that was in the head.
That was it. That was it. Because he was like the town leader, the guy that we talked to that had the gym.
Okay. Okay.
So what are y'all going to do?
I think if that's our good new buddy Seo Jun, I believe I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Seo Jun, out there kind of defending herself. I think Camu and I are going to assist from the ground.
I'll from the tree, I'll do really elaborate whistle to get your attention. Elaborate, but could be an in nature whistle.
I imagine we've practiced our whistle code.
Yeah, we've practiced. You know, it's all the stuff that we've practiced off screen.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll do our hand signals that we've also practiced and discussed to tell you that there's 6 people up in these trees. They all have gems in their forehead.
Roxy translate. And they're mermaids. And they're really rude.
And then Ronto's just like, and they have they either have skulls painted on their faces, or they're all 6 feet tall.
I think they're going to a Halloween party. I don't know, the symbols change a lot.
All right.
Well, that doesn't bode well, I say to Guy, as I get all the messages.
I hand sign down, "Donde está la biblioteca?"
oh no.
Okay, so I'm going. If you want to interact in this scene, this is essentially going to be a surprise attack or whatever you're doing for the first round. At which point they're going to be aware something else is going on.
Okay. How far ahead are they from where the wagon is?
Because you're stealth approach, I'm going to say, what do you want it to be? How far away do you want to stop? Because they are not aware of you. You can decide at any point.
Let's see. What is my movement? 7. 10 movement away. Whatever that means. Like, I don't know, 30, 40 feet, something like that.
Enough to be a good number away.
Enough to where it would be hard for them to get close to you in melee, essentially.
Right, but close enough that if I feel like I need to move in, I can. And it may take a round, but I can get there.
Sounds good to me. All right, so I'm going to start because I know some of y'all's initiative really quick. Guy, you're usually the fastest to act. What are you going to do?
Kill, what did you say? We're going?
I was gonna say we need to roll our dynamic actions first.
Yeah,
Well, this is
we
not
did.
a combat.
Oh, okay.
Not until after this one.
But yeah, Guy is usually the first. Then it's
Mm-hmm.
Chet and Ronto, I think, have to do a roll off, and then it's me.
I think we're tied.
And it's just a 1d10 roll off.
Yeah, in this case, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do because I am a writer in Kyo's cart, so I think I might hold off on doing anything until we get closer in.
Sure.
I will always suggest molding key is if you've got nothing else you want to do on this action, molding key is always good.
Well, there we go. In which case, I could attempt to do my work smarter jutsu, and which will allow me to be more combat efficient if we're gonna be running in there. And so that's a medium level jutsu. So that's what, difficulty 3 that I need to hit. And so my yang is 3, my discipline is 4. That's 7 dice. Let's see how many things I can replace with knowledge. Alright, and so I'll be able to replace 2 checks with a knowledge check. So yeah, alright. So that's gonna be my first action, is to do my work smarter jutsu.
Nice.
Well, hold on, I only got 2 successes on that, so that's what, a backfire?
That is a backfire, which means it still goes off, but a negative event occurs based on your power. Do you know what yours is? It'll be in the write-up of the power. It'll basically say if you do this, if you do not make it, here's your drawback.
Yeah, I actually don't remember looking at that.
All right.
I'll figure it out in a second.
Yeah, we'll come back to you, and you can tell me how badly it hurts.
Yeah.
Chet and Ronto. So roll off really quick.
I rolled a 4.
10 this time.
Okay, so Ronto, you can go first in this action if you'd like.
Yeah, you can choose who gets to go first, Ronto.
Ooh. I'll go ahead and go first because I think I have an idea that probably isn't going to step on any of Chet's plans. Is it safe to assume that there are still living animals in this area as well?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would like to do my stampede jutsu again. Let's see. Is it possible to mold key and kick off a jutsu all in this surprise round?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
I will let it happen this time, yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Let me go ahead, because it is Yang and Discipline. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is it usually 2 actions, John?
Well, molding key is it'll be listed as a dynamic action.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And then to actually, oftentimes there's an additional test or something else that happens as a result of it.
Okay.
Just so I remember, because of where we are, we get 2 dynamic actions off the bat, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Or I think.
Well, no.
So we get to
we get to roll 4 dynamic dice.
But we have a
What
baseline
change?
of 2
Yes.
Oh, do we? Oh,
on top of whatever extra we get from our dynamic dice.
okay, you're right. Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to kick off Stampede, and what I'm hoping, because they're all in the trees, basically just taking pot shots at her right now, I'm hoping that birds will just kind of kick up and throw them off during this surprise round. So, and we'll see if that blows up in my face or not. Okay, that looks good. That is 3 successes.
All right, so that kicks off the ability. What exactly does it say for the ability? I mean, it just summons up a stampede. Does it give any indication with that?
Yes. Let's see. All the animals in the surrounding area start to run amok, attacking anything in their way and destroying everything in their wake. Anyone within far range of the ninja using this jutsu must make a number of moderate or 2 defense checks equal to the activation successes. Failed checks inflict 2 damage.
All right, so we got 6 ninjas. The first one rolls 3 successes. Second one rolls no successes. I will describe that one in a moment. Third one rolls 3 successes. 3 more. This one rolls 1 success. Again, we'll describe that in a moment. Next one rolls actually 5 successes. And last one. Only rolls 1 success. So 3 guys are going to end up falling out of the canopy. One of them, of course, you know, the classic Wilhelm scream as he falls to the ground. And yeah, 3 of them are falling. One of them manages to hang on, but he's not going to be doing any other actions for the moment because he is swatting away a flock of birds. The one that fell from the tree, he was making, you know, doing pot shots, throwing daggers and everything down from the tops of the tree, and he doesn't see when the swarm family of angry squirrels just absolutely jumps on him and drags him down to the ground. And that's the Wilhelm scream. All right, so Chet, what is going to be your surprise action?
All right, I'm gonna through the treetops get to where like one of them's chilling, and I'm like when he jumps down to go attack our friend, I'm going to weaken the branch that he's going to come back to, so that when he gets back on it, it'll snap and he'll fall, hopefully.
Okay, how are you going to do this?
I was thinking, like, getting there and then doing just like some real quick, like, pa 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 pa, just hitting it like a woodpecker, and just hoping to do it in a spot where they wouldn't be able to tell right away. Oh, the durability of this branch is lower.
Okay.
So I was thinking either might and fighting to hold myself up on the tree and to do that, or might and stealth if you want me to be stealthier about it.
I think might and stealth or might and deception, to be honest.
Okay, might and stealth is what is my deception? My deception is 1, so stealth is better. It's 2. All right, 6 dice. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it. Hopefully that's good.
All right, so you have weakened this tree. They are unaware of you being there. Now, was this a tree that somebody was going to running into, or were you trying to get a tree that somebody was already in?
So, like, I was planning on doing it because you said like some of them were jumping down and then attacking and then jumping back up. So I was gonna do one of the ones when they jump down, I swoop in, pop, 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 get out, and then he jumps back up onto his branch, and then.
All right, one more of them lands with a thud on the ground. So there are 4 enemies now on the ground. I'm going to say one of them is trying to get back up, but now you only have 2 people up in the trees. And this is where we will go ahead and have everybody roll your dynamic actions. Oh, but Kyo, sorry. I am so sorry. I'm being bad. That was you may
No,
slap my
that
hand.
was. That's not. No, I'm not gonna slap your hand. It's okay. So I'm gonna try. Can I also mold key and do a jutsu or attempt to? And may I
Yes.
use a karma? Players.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine
Oh,
with me.
yeah.
All right, cool. I'm going to try to do harmonic resonance, but it is an advanced jutsu, so I need 4 successes. So here goes nothing. Oh, so close. Can I use the reroll?
Did we get another one?
We got another one. We did get another one.
Okay.
They'll buy us another one. I promise. I'll tell them to. I can re-roll just part of my die, right? Or do I have to re-roll the whole?
I'll let it go this day. Go ahead and roll partial.
Sweet. I got 2 10s out of that partial reroll.
Ooh.
So I was just showing it to you in case you didn't believe me. Okay, so yeah, we just got another reroll in chat and another karma. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. For harmonic resonance, for the rest of the scene, if I use my action to resonate, nearby allies and users gain an extra boost on any successful check, and using a die from the karma pool adds 2 instead of 1.
Nice.
So I am resonating.
Resonate away. That's kind of cool. All right, so now we'll do dynamic actions for everybody, and we'll go back to the top of initiative. Guy, you're actually going to need to roll off with these people.
All right, interesting. All right, and that's just a simple D10 for rolling
Yes. Just
All
letting you know, I did roll a 10.
off. All right, I rolled an 8, so you won.
All right. Chet, one of them is going to jump down in front of you, and they are using a fighting style unlike anything you've ever seen. They seem to scurry to some extent with their arms bent in odd angles. And he leaps up and does a cyclone series of kicks. So you're going to need
Do
to...
we get to
Yeah, roll
do we get
defense.
to
or you
roll
can
our
use-
dynamic?
Yeah, you roll your dynamic actions, and then that's what's going to be happening, though.
Okay.
And yeah, of course, you can interrupt using your dynamics.
Okay. Let me pull my book out. See the thing that I want to do.
Oh, while he's doing that, I forgot to mention Camu's initiative is 7.
All right.
I always forget about poor Camu.
Oh,
Poor
Camu and I have to roll off.
No, you can go first if you want. I don't mind.
Okay, but all right. So for defense, I'm thinking might and fortitude to like block his kicks.
Okay.
I got 4 successes for my defense.
All right. He is going to be hitting you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what? Your defense was 4.
Yeah.
All right. So you're taking 3 points of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, this guy is no slouch. You've fought. He's not quite the master that you fought back at your dad's palace, but this guy is definitely no slouch, and he is very capable. And this is not. He's not using a jutsu. He's doing this as a fighting style.
Okay.
He is going to be striking again. And this time he tries to do a backflip and try to strike you with both his feet as he does it.
All right. Do I get to use another defense action?
Yes, you do. You have as many defense actions as you have athletics points.
Okay. I have 2 athletic points, so I get 2.
There we go. And I think
I'm gonna.
you actually get
yeah.
1 plus those 2, so you have 3 total.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna use might and fortitude again to try to block him off.
All right. And he got 5.
I also got 5.
All right, you shrug off that damage. How do you like to describe it?
So he does his whirlwind kicks and block a couple of them, but take one solid one to the rib. And when he jumps up to do his other one, I'm going to he jumps up and comes at me with both. I'm going to block above me, and then I want to use my dynamic actions to counterattack. And I'm essentially going to try to, after blocking, I'm going to grab his legs and just throw him down to the ground from the top of the tree.
Okay.
I was gonna say, since I'm resonating, Chet gets an extra action, or not an extra action, but any successful check gets a boost. I think is what it says.
Yep.
Yeah. So just to let you know, even though you guys matched up, even though it was a defense action, he should still get a boost.
Okay.
Unless we're taking that the wording gains an extra boost means that you have to get a boost in the first place.
Now I will let him have a boost, but at the same time, I guess technically it was a successful defense because you took out all his damage. So you can use that boost for something if you
Oh,
like.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. Can I use the boost to add an extra dice to my counterattack?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So I'm thinking, since I'm going to be throwing him might and fighting, and then +1.
Let's do it. All right, he is going to try to... He's using athletics and fighting.
Okay. Okay, I got 5 successes on my attack.
All right, he also got 5 successes on his attack. So he is going to consider that a successful counterattack now is what he's going to try to do. So he has defended your attack, and now he's going to try, and as you come in close, he's going to try and hit you with his elbow.
What is this, the second Matrix movie? We're just blocking and countering each other?
All right, so he's using fighting and athletics again while he's up here. With this strange form of martial arts you've never seen before.
Right, I'm sorry. What's he attempting to do?
He's trying to strike you again, so you need to defend. He's using his last of his dynamic actions to counterattack, and he has rolled 8.
Okay.
Man, this guy.
And I'll do might and fortitude again to block him. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow!
I rolled 2 10s. I rolled 2 10s, so that helped a lot.
Describe it. Let's get it going.
Okay, so what is he doing?
He, as you came in close to try and grapple him to take him down, throw him down to the ground, he tried to elbow you in the face.
Okay, I'm just going to Ultra Instinct dodge out of the way of that, and I'm going to use another one of my dynamic actions to counterattack again. And I'm going to jab him in the throat.
Go for it.
'Cause I don't like this guy's whole deal. I'm going to do another might fighting. That.
All right.
Okay, I got 5.
I've rolled 3, so you got 2 damage in on him.
Bam.
All right. So that is the end of his action. One of the guys is going to stand up and start going for one of the trees. You notice that he is making a mad scramble off the ground. And then I'm going to say the other one that's in the tree, he is going to throw a dagger at Ronto.
Ooh.
He is going to miss Ronto. I rolled, yeah. Nah, out of everything that he rolled, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, 3, 1. Oh, so he rolled a 1.
He got a backfire, yo.
Ooh. One of those squirrels bit him.
Where it counts.
He
You know,
he
I
has
like it. Let's
rabies
go for it.
now.
Yes.
The squirrel bites him.
In a way, Ronto's like just a really nasty Disney princess.
I like it. All right. So that is the end of their action. That puts us at Guy.
All right, and so how many people are up in the trees? You said 2 left?
2 left in the trees. One's fighting Chet directly.
And the last one, do I have eyes on him?
Yes.
All right then. In which case, I would like to get their attention and bring them and try to entice them to come towards us. And so would that be like affect composure or inflict harm? What do you think?
Composure if you're trying to get their attention.
All right then. And so let's see here. How do I want to do that? So may I make a persuade and deception skill in order to try and get him to target us.
All right, let's go for it.
All right. So, boo! I got 2 successes.
All right. How many
rerolls do we have? Oh, go on.
I was going to ask, how many dynamic actions do you have?
I have 6 total.
Okay.
Yep.
What did you need to be a success?
Not sure. I imagine 2 is not enough.
It's a roll off versus them if you had succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1 reroll though.
Yeah, so I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to go ahead and use a dynamic action to attempt that again in order to...
All right, so for the dynamic action, for an extra action, it's 1, yeah?
Mm-hmm. And my speed is 4, so I can get up to 4 extra standard actions. So I got 3 successes this time. Let's see if that gets him.
All right, he also got 3 successes. He rolled an 8 and a 10.
Okay. And so, do we win on ties or do we lose on ties? I don't remember.
You know, I have now taken it into effect that on ties it always goes to my players because I'm more interested in the story.
Got it. And so that means that I was able to get his attention.
Yep. Didn't inflict any sort of social damage on him, but you've got his attention.
Mm-hmm. All right. Basically, I just want to try and draw him in.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for me for now.
I'm going to say that he's going to burn 2 of his dynamic actions. So he's going to need to do an interrupt. Let me look at that really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 2 for an interrupt.
He's going to do an interrupt, and he's going to come down and say hi.
All right, then.
How close does he get to Guy?
He's within 10 feet.
Can I spend 2 of my dynamic actions to interrupt?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then I'm going to spend 2 of my dynamic actions to literally... I don't know how far away we are from where I am from that, but if I'm too far away, then I will sprint rush to get in between them. And I am going to gain +1 armor because I will be shielding Guy.
Okay, so you're as he moves
I'm
into
interposing.
Okay.
Yeah, as that guy moves into attack, I'm gonna come in and Angry Mother protects the young, gives me +1 armor against physical per level when shielding another. Or I also get with that same. I'm not sure how this works. My fighting styles. If I need to, I can do an intimidation. And I also have thick skin, which gives me another armor per level.
Okay, so you'll be up a +2. Do you have how many of that jutsu do you, or not jutsu, of that fighting style do you have? Just that one point in it?
Yeah. So I have no, Angry Mother protects the young. I have 2 points in it.
Okay, so that should be 2 armor.
Yes. So 2 armor there, +2 to intimidation checks, and then I also have a thick skin one that adds a 3rd armor.
There we go. Okay. All right. He's not going to attack on this round. His main thing was just getting down there. He used his dynamic actions that interrupt to get down to Guy. So that
Okay,
next
well-
round he'll be doing his full attack.
That's fine. I used mine to interpose between them.
All right. Guy, are you going to do anything?
Not at the moment. I'm gonna wait and see what happens from here.
All right, so going to Chet and Ronto, do you want to use the same roll-off y'all did last time, or do you want to re-roll off? Or do either one of you want to really go first?
I'm actually gonna hold and move with Camu. It's always
Alright.
scary Camu.
It's okay.
I like the scary cam.
I do too. Especially when it seems to always happen when it's your action.
I know, like I
Like
think
your
it's my
camera will be
USB
fine
hub.
the whole game, and then it'll be like, no.
I think it's my USB hub. It's a little
That's okay.
janky.
No worries.
All right, so Chet, that's you.
All right. So I'm going to use my first action to use my Iron Body skill,
Wow.
which is my balance plus might. And because I am on a different character sheet and it's been a while since I've used my skills, is balance the same as key?
Okay,
Okay,
sorry.
We were laughing about something stupid.
Oh,
I made a face, and she says I look like the guy from the unicorn meme.
Sorry.
So, but
Would you
you're
say
using
something
your
about
Iron
balance?
Body.
so I have to roll balance and might. So would balance essentially just be what my key was?
Yes.
Oh yeah, probably because it's not a skill. Yeah.
Okay. So I got 4 successes, which, based on how we done this before, that means that I am going to be immune to ranged attacks for 4 rounds.
Nice.
And I'll get armor against bullets if they shoot me with a gun. But if they're just throwing daggers and kunai or like using bows, then it just bounces off.
Nice. Okay. So that was
and
your
then-
standard action, or
That was my standard action, and then
Okay.
I'm going to use one of my 3 remaining dynamic actions to do an extra action, and I'm going to attack the guy who I'm fighting in this tree.
all right.
I am essentially going to try to trip him and take him to the ground again.
I rolled 2 successes,
Okay.
so have at it.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I rolled 4 successes.
Nice.
And I want to use another one of my dynamic actions for deeper cuts to add +1 damage on this attack.
Okay. So how much total damage is that then?
So that's going to be... So he blocked 2, right?
Yeah.
So that'll be 3 damage that he takes.
All right. So far you've done 5 points of damage to him total. Okay.
How's he look?
He looks hurt.
Okay. I'm going to use my last dynamic action as an extra action to... I'm going to jump out of the tree and land on top of him. Just like with my knee in his back, because he landed on his stomach.
Nice.
And I'm going to use another might fighting for that.
Isn't that what the guy does in Ong Bak? He like jumps up in the air and like holds his legs and his knees pile drive into the guy.
Know
I remember
that
that was
Black-
the Protector, right?
The Protector?
Maybe.
I know
It's
in the
one of
first
the Tony Jaa movies.
Tony Jaa's amazing.
in the first Injustice, Black Adam's super attack, he throws someone on the ground and then lightning strikes onto their back, and it
Nice.
looks really painful. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
All right. He shrugs off 3 of those points.
Okay, he takes another 3.
All right. He coughs blood and looks very wounded at this point. So, Ronto, your turn.
Okay.
You have the guy that
Were you still holding to go with Kama?
Oh, that's right. I'm gonna
Okay.
go with Kamu. So if you want to go, ahead and go
Yep.
for it.
Saddle
Okay.
Big Kyo.
I was just making sure before I just trying to keep a tab on everything. Okay, so
Yep, good catch.
So I was reading the harmonic resonance thing. It probably wasn't actually in effect yet. I think I have to physically resonate now. So I'm going to use one of my actions to resonate. I use 2 to do that interrupt and move into range of Guy. And then with my other one, this guy that came down, I think I just want to like make him question his life choices.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of like snarl growl at him, even though I'm not a dog or anything. But I'm a big girl, and
I've showed you well.
yeah, and I just kind of do a back of the throat like Aliens and Signs kind of, snarl noise, and growl at this skull-faced guy and see if I can spook him. So it looks like for my intimidation for the I think it said it was fighting and I was looking in the book for intimidating a foe, intimidation and fighting.
Absolutely. And then you get that +2.
Sweet. Okay, so
Do you want to use any karma or anything with that?
now well, I am resonating, so if I use 1 karma I get 2 more dice. So I'll just go with this and see how it goes. So that was 2 for me.
Okay.
Was that successful?
Tie goes to defender. It was successful.
Tie goes to the defender.
Sorry,
or
tie
goes
goes
to
to
me?
you, player.
Okay, I was gonna say he was technically the defender. Okay, so does that mean I get a boost also because of my resonation?
Yes,
my
you do.
resonance. Awesome. Ooh, we're getting some weird mic noise from you all of a sudden, Ronto. Oh, it went away.
Oh, for me?
It went away.
Okay, good.
It was just when you switched your camera, it made a weird noise. Okay, but yeah, so for a boost, I don't know what a boost on intimidation does. Can I just make him run away?
Okay, so as far as the boost that will apply, there is you can turn it into a karma point. You could use a heightened effect, which I would say in this case with an intimidation, I will actually let it do. The idea of the
I can make him cry. And so it says heightened effect. Whatever the ninja was trying to do, they do better. If they were attempting to scare someone, they not only scare them but also make them cry.
It's in the book.
Either way, I wanted my goal would have been to make him abandon the fight.
Okay.
Whatever that looks like.
He starts crying, as the book says, and runs away, scared of this mother bear who has come out of nowhere.
I have one more action. Because I believe that was only 3. So how many more people are still here fighting?
Okay, so we had the one that came down from the tree to attack Guy. Sorry. There was the guy that Chet is fighting, who is this coughed up blood, and then there was a third that was trying to scramble to a tree.
How far away is he from me?
I'm gonna say he's a good ways away. He's back in the clearing where this fight's actually happening.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold my action then. I'm gonna hold that dynamic action, see if it needs to be used later.
All right, Ronto and Kamu.
think that branch that Chet damaged, did that officially fall?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to get a bonk in time?
Yeah. With
A
the
honkin' bonkin'?
I'm workshopping something in here. I'd like to pick up the branch and mount Camu, and then use his run to charge the guy who's trying to scramble up the tree. And I'm gonna take the branch and just joust him right in the back. And I would like to use one of my dynamic actions to use deeper cuts to cause +1 damage if the attack is successful.
Okay, well let's get that going.
Okie dokie. I will use might because I'm gonna shove that branch up his
Oh no.
Booty.
back. So I'll use my might, and I guess it would be the same for me either way. Athletics or fighting, it'll be the same amount of pips. And let's see. Okay, that is. That was 8 successes.
Nice. I got 3. So that means that you're enough over for a boost, plus the boost that comes from Roxy's character. I'm also going to say I will let your branch be, because you just picked up a giant tree branch to run this guy down, I will say that it had the weapon quality of Brutal, which means that you could activate the weapon quality for one of those boosts, and it will do another 2 points of damage.
You can just commit murder right now.
I know, I'm about to say, can I just like...
You're
Can
going to
I
hit this
just,
guy
like,
for 8
skewer
points.
him into
Yeah,
the tree?
just burgerize this guy. We don't even know who they are, but they're fighting our tenuous front.
Ronto hasn't had a confirmed death or kill yet, so she's overdue.
She's got a one-up her brothers.
You do have one more
no.
boost.
Season 3's getting dark.
So,
We're right past
see.
hormone.
Takumi got 2 confirmed kills. He knocked out both twins.
That's true.
I gotta catch up.
all right. So you got, that would be that one. You could go for a bonus damage that would give you one more, or heightened effect, and I will let you skewer him.
Kind of. I need blood.
Describe your need.
My brutal, awful need. This game makes me enjoy violence so much. So as he's trying to scramble up, she just runs right by, and that tree that she's just kind of holding like a lance just goes through him. It's been broken and chipped ever so perfectly. Not only goes through his backside, but through the tree until she can't grip it anymore, and she just drops it. So he's skewered to the tree and stuck there. Ooh, that was violent.
Super violent. But that, you know what? They shouldn't have been effing around
I know.
in the Forest Guardian place.
I feel like I got something out of my system with that one. That was nice.
Cathartic.
Okay. The one that was running away now
Runs faster.
Jun stands up, and you see from her this kind of the flow of ki, again with that kind of shadow that goes along the ground, and you watch as it flows into the squirrel, who runs after the guy who is running, and right as the squirrel collides with him, it explodes.
Whoa.
And a
Corpse bombs.
in a fountain of blood and guts and viscera, it explodes as it collides with him, and he falls to the ground.
That's like a war crime.
Yes.
Squirrel cry.
Chet, the one that looks up at you, from the ground. He is on his action. He bites off his own tongue and spits it out at you.
Okay. Are we? Is combat over?
Combat is over.
All right. Can I do a thing real quick?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because like I know what Ronto did was like pretty brutal and bad, but what I'm about to do is a little bit is a pain that people might be able to feel in their real life. This gem embedded into this guy's forehead. Is it like embedded, like a
Yes.
piercing?
More than that. It's part of his flesh.
Cool. I'm gonna yank it out.
Oh
Oh
no.
no!
All right.
It's getting dark.
Like
No,
See.
these
Kyo
kids
looks
are all right anymore.
Kyo looks over to see Chet like reaching for it, and I'm like, I don't know if that's like super disrespectful. I know
I
she
got-
just skewered that guy through his butt, but
I got. He just bit his tongue out. Who's he gonna tell? I got 5 successes.
and a boost.
Oh,
And a
my
boost.
God.
So I'm gonna add an extra dice to that, and that's 1 more success.
For good measure.
So he dies after a few moments, choking on his blood. But there is a look of utter hatred in his eyes as he stares at you.
I hate him back.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, well, I hate you too as you die.
Yeah. I give him the finger.
Kyo looking around and seeing the carnage and the gross wiggly tongue on the ground. I guess it's not wiggling, but that's how I saw it. I see Seo Jun, and I'll call out to her. What was this?
Things in our land have gotten worse.
Who were they?
Let me look up the proper pronunciation.
What kind of gem did I pull out of this guy's head?
It is a ruby. I mean, this is a fine-looking gem, but it is as if it is interwoven into flesh.
Does it look like the same type of ruby or the same type of stone that the bodies were encased in
A little, yes.
earlier on the road?
A little, yes. These are, and she kind of motions to all the bodies around. These are members of the Yakubio's Pox. They are what you would call a ninja clan in our land.
Can you spell that for me?
Yes, Yakubyo. And Pox, Pox.
I take it they're a not nice, not friendly, or nor allied with your people, Ninja Clan.
We should go. We need to get through this area as quickly as possible, but I will explain. And I will go ahead and ride with you all the way to Jiangqi.
Well, of course, okay. Yeah, I was going to invite you. I promise. So, and I assure her and my friends back to. I hand them all moistened wipes, moistened towelettes to clean any blood that might be on their hands and fingers, and before they
Horrifying.
get it all over the inside of my fresh new wagon. I apologize to the mules for what they witnessed, and and then I invite her up into the seat with me as I drive. Do your animal friends need passage as well?
No. In fact, probably a few of them just seem to disintegrate as you ride off.
Guy could taste your dead animals on the tree back there. It was quite interesting.
It was horrifying.
My apologies. No, since we have driven out the soldiers, our land has just flowed into chaos. All of us, to some extent, hold some purpose, based upon an ancient myth, or what I guess more of an ancient legend. Yakubo's pox has a purpose in our land, but they now see their purpose to be to cleanse the land. I have recently found out that they have started killing elders in some of the villages. Elders who do not share their idea of how this our land should be ran.
So, is the broader definition of that anyone who is not a member of their group?
Just about.
Out of character or above the table, does she have a gem in her forehead, or can we not see her face?
Yes, she has a gem. In fact,
Same type.
slightly different, but I will go ahead and explain this to everyone. As you enter the land of Seed and Blossom, I will not describe it every time, but every person here, unless they are a member of another nation, will have the gem. Every person from from a serf to one of the members of the higher echelons of power within here.
Okay. And it's like we said earlier, the color or the gem is what the gem type is what differentiates like caste or something.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we found you. Not that you could not have handled them, but it did seem like they were quite determined.
I do believe that if you had not come along, I would have fallen.
What is the name of the city that you're taking us to?
Jiangqi. I had mentioned it last time. In order for any outsider to come to our lands, they must first travel there and gain permission to go anywhere else. To deter off the path would probably lead to your death.
No, thank you. I had forgotten. I had merely forgotten the name of the city, and but I am glad that we found you. It was beneficial for both of us. I am hoping that maybe you are able to help us get through that gate, and get us allowed into your lands.
Honestly, it would be better at this point, wiser at least, for you to turn your wagon around and go back. Why are you coming?
We've actually been sent by the rebellion government to see if we can't form an alliance with you, with your people. We understand that. Just a second. I'm looking for all my stuff.
Like opens up a big scroll of notes.
Yeah. I mean, we got all that information from her anyway, right? About the strip of land between the two places.
Yes.
And that there's constantly war there and they're trying to push out the Empire. Yes. Princess Sakamoto Aiko would like to extend a hand of alliance to the people of the land in Seed and Blossom to see if we can help in any way, and as diplomacy goes, if there's anything that you can perhaps offer us in our stand against the Empire.
In order for that to happen, that's quite a feat. You'll have to meet with the highest circles of elders. But at the same time, we're about to descend into civil war.
Do the just a second. I keep scrolling away to different notes. Do the Pox, do they have other allies amongst other clans?
They have been the strongest and most martial group here for quite some time. they don't count many amongst their allies.
Do their numbers rival that of the other clans combined?
Not if we combined. But right now, something is going on, and I need to find out exactly what.
It is my hope that we can find a way forward where our peoples might be able to ally. If we were to, if those of the rebellion that could be spared from the rebellion were to help quell a possible civil war amongst your peoples, perhaps that would garner us some favor, and you could help us in our fight. Right now, our war is on the water. There isn't a lot of Izzo Empire troops coming into the rebellious cities. But we do know that, as you told us, there is a holdout fort of Izzo soldiers that we are very interested in helping you get rid of.
That might unite some of the people, but these are all decisions that are not mine to make. Like I said,
I understand. I understand. If you can just tell me the places to go when we get there and who we might need to talk to, I have letters of I have letters that I can deliver to whomever from the princess.
I will say this. So in uh, Jean-Qui, you will speak with the elders there, and they'll give you permission to go abroad in the land. There is a group of elders that, if you gain their trust, they will probably call for whatever forces you can imagine to go and fight alongside of you at Jishin Fort. The last part of that, though, would be finding a way to unite the clans, and the only way I can figure that is to go speak to the elders, because this is unheard of. What Yakuba's Pox is doing is nothing that like this has ever happened. Something is seriously wrong.
Of course, of course. No, please. Uh, our goals here are not as important as getting you back to your people, and we. My only request is that we may sit in as ambassadors of a new government.
We'll figure it out. I will do the introduction for you. I will warn you that being young, they will not see you as their equals. And they will probably set some sort of thing that you will have to do for them.
Well, what's new? I have been in your lands occasionally, selling textiles and wares. I do believe some of my family is takes residence here, so hopefully we can find some common ground. But being or not being respected by by elders and whatnot is something that I think all of us are a little used to. So we'll deal with it.
When you say that, she actually looks at you for a moment and kind of nods. Like there's a brief moment of, oh, I guess we're not so different.
Yeah. No. Being a teenager, am I right?
She nods. And I think that is actually where we're going to pause it for tonight. It is technically 9:50 Eastern Time, 8:50 in Central. And we were going to go ahead and call it an early night, even though we started a little bit late. 2-hour game rather than a 3-hour. And yeah. Let me go ahead and stop here.
Let me start the poll for the chat XP. So chat, if you're paying attention, I'm going to start a poll right now, asking who gets the chat XP for the night. And yeah, just pick one of us one of us wonderful teenagers that maybe did something or said something, or that you think that maybe they should get a little extra XP love. So just 1 second.
All right. Well, starting everything off though, based on things within the book, all of you get 1 XP for showing up, as always. You also will get another XP. I'm trying to remember how all it works. I was going to look up the book, but we'll just shoot from the hip. Technically, you should get 3 XP. Your third XP, however, requires me asking you what you think that you gained or learned during this game. And that could be anything literal, like as far as knowledge that you gained, or an insight that you've now got. And we'll start off, if you don't mind, with Tuan for a guy. What do you think you'd have?
That maybe learning things from book reading is not 100% the most accurate way to understand the world.
Okay. All right. That's an XP. Let's go on with Kyo.
Ooh, something I learned or gained tonight. I learned that grown-ups everywhere look down on kids. It's not just my parents.
There we go. That is another XP.
Does that count? Sweet.
Yeah. Chet, what did you think you gained out of this?
I learned that the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Nice. All right.
I learned that Ronto likes to play lawn darts.
And Ronto, what do you think you learned?
I also learned that. Yeah, I think Ronto's probably gonna have to take a minute to realize that was her first confirmed kill, and she's like, "Huh."
Little does she know, he's still like against that tree going,
Maybe it's not so bad.
my butt.
Ronto's probably gonna have to take in that KO and just be like, I mean, yeah, it was cool in the moment, but that was pretty over the top. Might need to chill a bit.
We need to get her into more combat, because when she's had a dry spell, she's just super aggressive.
I got all pent up.
She's horny for
Horrifying.
combat.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh Lord. All right.
Sorry, my bad. Excuse me.
So players, amongst my players here, we're gonna go in reverse order. Did I ask everybody? Yeah, I got everybody for what they've learned, right?
Yeah, so Ronto, you get to pick which one of us gets XP this week.
Yeah. So, who do you nominate?
Oh gosh, I mean, for roleplay if this was not a roleplay heavy game, roleplay purposes, I think that goes to Roxy for once again handling the diplomacy.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And then Chet.
I nominate Ronto for skewering that guy.
Oh man!
Okay.
I mean, it was a highlight.
It was a highlight.
It felt really good.
Roxy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the lawn dart scene. I think that was a good.
Oh no!
I think that was a good scene.
Tuan.
I was gonna pick Roxanne for mama bearing.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my new fighting style, guys. I really like it. I like, because Guy's little, like he's smaller, right? Because he's kind of a bookworm.
Yes.
Yeah. So I figured that was the, not that you have not been able to handle yourself far better than I can in combat. It's just, if I can get in there and look mean, it works.
It works.
You've
I'm
done that
down
for
for it.
both of the littles in this party. 'Cause I think
I
last
did
session
do that for you
Ronto,
last
didn't I?
time, yeah. And you definitely can handle yourself way better than I can, but I just get in
Always
there.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
So
you're both very welcome.
on behalf of the table, then I'm going to say both Ronto and Kyo, you're both going to get an extra point of XP. Chat did get.
Voted for Ronto.
Yep.
my
So
you
you
first
get
one.
another
one.
one. So does that mean she gets 6 this week?
Well,
I
3,
get 5.
4, 5.
But she got one for learning stuff too.
That was the third.
Oh, was it? Okay, I thought you said we got base 3.
Well, and I was like, but for that third one, you had to.
Okay, yep, so 5.
All right. Post-credit scene.
We get a stinger.
I'm glad I stuck around.
Guy.
Yes.
So Jun leads this group in the wagon onto what is, think, a ancient highway.
Okay.
Large bricked stone that seems to just come out of this forest area. Like it has been here long enough that it has been covered up in areas by trees, moss, grass, and everything.
Wow.
But as you begin your trail towards the city that is seen pretty much as almost a capital of this land, your forehead continues to itch. And it continues to just bother you. But you also, one evening, will have your dream. And during that dream, you see a island in a sea that is surrounded by waves that crash and this boil. The dream is a little different because now you do not get the sense of the voice. Instead, what you see is a banquet table, a very small portion of a banquet table, and there is a cup on the table. You see a hand knock it over. The contents of it spilling on the ground. You hear the sounds of combat ringing in your ears all around you. The smell of blood. You hear the sounds of a family screaming and crying as they are terrified. And you wake up. And that is going to be our official closer for this game.
Ooh. Oh my goodness.
So Guy's the one that needs help.
Guy's gonna get a gem in his forehead, guys.
Oh no.
Or an actual third eye.
It might. That'd be something.
All right.
I don't want a
Put
third
glasses
eye.
on it.
I don't want it.
So, everyone, thank you so much for coming out tonight. We appreciate everyone being here and seeing us in this now, I guess, God knows how many years we've been doing this, but our third season of this show. Thank you all very much. We will see you in 1 week, actually. In 1 week, we're doing Growing Shadows again.
Back to our normal time. This was a pickup game after we had to cancel last week. So.
Yep.
And thank you again for the sub tonight, Hungry Brown. And for your viewership. You said you'd been with us a while, been watching a while, so thank you so much for that. Again, all Twitch subs, buy us a coffees, and Streamlabs donations, all of that will go until March 13th. We may extend it, but right now until March 13th, we'll go towards Red Cross Ukrainian Relief. So thank you so much for joining us tonight and for supporting the show with your eyes, and in some cases, with your subs. So thank you so much.
Yep. Also, really quick, we will be back on Sunday with Illuminated Page, so be here for that.
Oh, and we have Besom on Saturday.
Oh, that's right.
If you're looking for some more anime action, we do have Besom on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and yeah, John will be helming that game. I believe Steven is going to be in that game.
I'm going to be in that game.
And some other folks, so it's going to be...
You want to drop your character teaser?
Ooh, a little bit. Okay, so I looked at the book for this game, and the races and classes that they had were pretty diverse. But we're doing a fantasy world because I haven't done fantasy on this channel before, and I wanted to do some fantasy, so I'm going to be a dwarf. I was like,
Nice.
at fast,
A dwarf
And-
at a Verstfest? Yes.
and I wanted to do magic, and luckily in the book, there's a magical girl class.
Oh man.
So dwarf in a Sailor Scout outfit. Get
I
ready.
love it.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
gonna be beautiful. All right, so that's where we're calling it, everyone. We'll see you Saturday if you come out, Sunday if you come for an illuminated page. Talk to y'all later.
Good night,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Ready for this?